Welcome back, Richland Center Wrestling family. It has been a minute since we did one of these podcasts, but the boys have still been rolling. Been a lot accomplished since the last one. I believe we ended the last one after Northern Plains. I'm not even sure that we had all of I think the 14U dual team was set with Cash and Landon, but we did not have the Aiden solidified yet. So we've got the 14U and the 16U duels to go over tonight, and then a preview of Fargo. Talk a little bit about high school wrestling sectionals, what that looks like for our sectional. Going into the 26-27 season. And then, of course, America's birthday.
That
250 coming up this weekend. At least I got my hat. Not everybody does.
It didn't fit with the headset.
Well, whatever you got to tell yourself.
Fortitude to
so, dual teams.
Okay, yeah, so we had 3 kids make dual teams, Landon, Aiden, and Cashin. Landon and Cashin were on the 14U dual team. They went down to the Tampa area for the 14U dual team. They both wrestled Freestyle and Greco down there. And then Aiden was on the 16U team, which went out to the Salt Lake City area in Utah, and wrestled for 16U on Greco and Freestyle as well.
Yeah. 14U I was at.
You were on assignment.
I was on assignment. I took notes all week. We did some, behind the scenes stuff in the evenings, trying to figure out where everybody's at, how they're doing. Took the whole family down there. That was a good time. If you love wrestling and just can't get enough of it, that's the place to be. Tuesday was 9 to 9, bell to bell. 9 in the morning, 9 at night. So Tuesday, Thursday were long days. Thursday, I don't think was quite 9. Maybe it was 7 on Thursday. It got done. Freestyle got done a little bit quicker than Greco did. So they fired off the day with Greco in the 14U duels. They were, Team Wisconsin was the 3 seed, overall 3 seed. So they were in Pool C. We had a first round bye, so we didn't have to get there right at opening bell. They made her through Pool C, ended up getting second in Pool C. They lost to, who did they lose to? California and Greco, I believe, in pool play. Yep. California's, if we're going to talk about the gold pool, almost across, boys, girls, 14, 16 juniors, it was Midwest teams and Pennsylvania and California.
Except for
Maryland in the 14U came out of nowhere and won the Greco
and got second.
In Freestyle. So it was and Iowa did not put in a Greco team for 14U, but Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Maryland, California, PA was pretty much the teams. I don't remember who took Iowa's spot in the Greco pool. But yeah, fun time. Went down there. 14U, talking with Aaron, is a little bit different than 16U because pretty much all the parents, or big majority of the parents, went for the 14U team. It didn't sound like that was the case for the 16U team. A lot of familiar faces, obviously, on that 14U team from the Southwest Wisconsin area. I think RT's had 7 or 8 guys on it. Obviously, Askren had a couple. Bam had a bunch. I think
Excel would too.
Huh?
Excel,
yeah, Excel had some. So yeah, it was a good time, good coaching. Like that Bam coach was the, I guess, the technique coach, if you will, and Schaff was kind of the head coach. But the BAM coach did an excellent job. 2 Rich Center kids, 2 River Valley kids, so kids will see around quite a bit. That 14U team, if I remember correctly, talking to the parents, everybody up until like 100 or 105 is all coming back. Like they're all 7th graders or 2013 kids. So
outside of Dilly.
Outside of Dilly, yeah. A big majority of those kids are coming back. And it was just really fun. We go to a lot of these tournaments and we see, a lot of parents that, especially Freestyle Greco, that don't necessarily know what's going on. That was not the case down there. Pretty much all the parents had a dang good understanding of what was going on when bricks were thrown. It was just so fun to sit in the stands and talk to the other parents about, what do you think that brick is? Is it sticking? Is it coming back? Are they changing it? And majority of the time, we've kind of figured out what was going on before the final call came. Very much a business trip. It wasn't. We did get down to Clearwater to the beach one night, Wednesday night. We got to go down there and hang out for a couple hours, so that was fun. But yeah, I mean, the biggest takeaway I took from it was, number one, like we wrestle at most of the large tournaments, at least within driving range from us. And you don't necessarily see all the kids, right? You might get a kid or two at this tournament and then a different two at another tournament or whatever. But to really, even at, I was looking back through the nationals, the Freestyle and Greco nationals this weekend, and they weren't all there. Kids at All-American at the duels weren't there. So at All-American, you got to win all your matches in one style or 5 with a minimum of 5 matches. So, but yeah, I mean, going up toe to toe with the best in the country, literally the best in the country. I mean, almost every kid on those teams and our team alike is state champs, state runner ups. Many of them have All-American at national tournaments. Many of them have, done really well. You go to our state tournament even, and you're looking through USA bracketing, maybe the average win percentage, you got some kids that are 90s. You got a bunch of 70s kids. We'd have a 38, a 48. There was none of the 38s, 48s down there. It was all just studs. Solid wrestling. Landon Cash both held their own. They did well down there. Excellent opportunity. It's definitely something coming back, getting into our youth room especially and into our high school room is like, how do we start driving Freestyle and Greco for those kinds of opportunities? Because there's nothing that makes you fall in love with wrestling than get to go on a business trip with a bunch of the best wrestlers in the state. Get to room with them. You find training partners that you can hit at different times of the year, new people that maybe you would have never talked to. You get some of those kids that you've wrestled in the past that are mythological creatures, if you will, that you've gotten beat by 10 times or whatever it is, and those guys never lose, and you get to just hang out with those kids and see they're human, they're funny, they got a personality, whatever. It's the stories coming back from the boys. It was a lot of fun to listen to too, just from the camaraderie on the team there. And then the other piece of it is majority of those kids are wrestling 4 or 5 nights a week. They are putting in a ton of work at 13, at 14 years old. Some of these guys are driving 2 hours, 2 or 3 days a week, and then hitting a couple, 2 hours each way, and then coming back and hitting a local, practice here and there too. So a lot of travel time, a lot of work for those kids and those parents, and it was just a great time. Team Wisconsin 14U ended up getting 4th in Greco. They were 3 seed on both sides, so 4th in Greco and 5th in Freestyle. That was pretty fun to watch, that Freestyle finals. Iowa beat us in the finals of Pool C, and we had Iowa again for 5th place. And, they started at 115. We lost 115 in Pool C, and we ended up flipping that first match. So we won 9 matches in pool play and lost. We won 9 matches in the 5th place match and won. So we flipped a couple, they flipped a couple, but the biggest thing is we didn't get pinned. We had one walk-off. I think that was in Greco. Was that in Greco or was that in Freestyle that we had a walk-off win? Guy had to pin to win it. I believe it was against Minnesota, I want to say, but I don't remember that for sure. Had to pin to win. Stands went nuts. Kids went nuts. I mean, it was fun. That place was hopping. We had an idea that we could get the pin in that weight, And I don't remember, maybe only we needed the win, but we got it either way, and that place erupted, and it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, excellent time down there. Down in Tampa. It sounds like it's down there for a couple more years. Nice location, pretty nice venue. They could figure out seating for like metal bleachers for, 48 hours in 4 days isn't ideal, or 40 hours in 4 days, whatever the amount of gym time was a lot, and they were just metal bleachers. They could probably figure something out there, but it's okay to stand once in a while too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Aiden was down in Salt Lake with the 16U team. They started Greco on Wednesday. They were in Pool C2. They walked their way through Pool C. Aiden had a lot of success day one, picked up a couple big wins for Team Wisconsin, and then they got put into the gold-silver bracket on, that would have been Thursday. And then, unfortunately, they lost for the second consecutive year and got second place to Team
Pennsylvania.
So second place in Greco for them. And then in Freestyle, they were also in Pool C again. I think they get second place in Pool C for Freestyle.
I believe you're correct, yep.
And then they came back, so they're back in the gold and silver bracket for that as well, where they ended up finishing fifth.
Yep.
Fifth place. So 2 top 5 places for the 16U team, and talking to Aaron and Aiden about it seemed like a good time. A little bit more scenic views out there. It seemed like the seating was a little bit better than it was down.
Yeah, they had stadium seating.
Yeah.
Just from Snapchats and videos that I watched from there. Yeah, Aaron enjoyed the heck out of it. Aiden enjoyed the heck out of it again. Coming back with Aiden, like from there, obviously he's still training up for Fargo next week. But it kind of rejuvenates him. It gave him a little bit of chip on his shoulder. And again, I mean, I got a bunch of Snapchats of Aiden, hanging out with some of the best Wisconsin has to offer. And that's really cool, right? To go and, I think I got one of the 2 big guys, Aiden sitting in the middle. Was it Havens and Splinter?
Yep, Splinter.
Aiden sitting in the middle with a couple bodyguards was pretty cool. Some of those photos were pretty cool to get. And again, just meeting these guys. So when you go to the bi-state, you go to the state tournament, you see these guys around, and you can just you can have a conversation with some of the best guys in there and pick their brain a little bit, because you have a relationship. Pick their brain about what's working for them, what they've done that didn't work, and maybe start implementing some of that in your own training schedule too. All in all, Wisconsin, we were talking just ahead of this. I believe this is correct, that every Wisconsin team made the gold pool outside of Junior Greco and our second Wisconsin freestyle team in juniors.
Yep.
The girls went down. Our super fan, our biggest fan, his granddaughter, I believe we were told, Annie, had, I believe she went undefeated down there, right?
I believe so, yes.
For the 14U girls. So that's pretty cool that she did that. And all of Wisconsin, had, especially Southwest Wisconsin, we had people pretty much on every team that we see pretty consistently. So Southwest Wisconsin representing very well in the national dual scene. And then
go ahead.
Outside of, go ahead if you want.
No, you go ahead.
Outside of the national duels, last weekend was the kids folk style and Greco national tournament down in Iowa. We took Sebastian and Cashton. Cashton got to only wrestle Greco, and then had something come up that they had to take off and go to take care of instead of wrestling freestyle. So that was kind of a bummer. But talk us through that weekend a little bit. You were down there with Superfan.
Yep,
Superfan went with you?
Yep. So me and Sebastian went down with Superfan. So we headed down there Thursday night. Weighed in Thursday night. Sebastian went and got out and had usually he likes to get steak, but went chicken fingers. He said the chicken fingers sucked, but
oh no,
yeah, he's going through a chicken fingers phase. But so then Friday was Greco. That was a fairly long day.
You went bell to bell there?
I went bell to bell. So Cashin wrestled in the morning session, so I went there and helped him. And then Sebastian was in the second session, which didn't start till 3 o'clock. I think Sebastian had 13 or 14 kids in his bracket for Greco. Had a first round bye. And then he ran into the kid that ended up getting third place. He lost to him. On the consolation side, he picked up a fall, which put him into the 7th place match where he picked up a tech fall as well. So I finished 7th place in there. He did end up losing once more on the backside to get to the 7th place match. That was the kid that got 4th. So the 2 kids that he did lose to placed fairly high, so it's always good when you're losing to kids that place high. And then we came back on Saturday for freestyle, second session again, so it didn't start till 3, which is not.
It's okay to sleep in a little bit.
Yeah, it is, but like 1 o'clock would be better. You can only do so much in the hotel room.
He wanted to go to the pool, I bet, in a bad way, and it's a business trip. No pool till after the business trip.
We did let him go to the pool on after Greco because we knew that there'd be a little downtime.
Recovery time.
Yep. So, and then we came back, wrestled freestyle. Trying to recall my thoughts here. Lost his first round match to
a buzzsaw.
Yeah, so that kid ended up finishing 5th place. Kid from Michigan, solid kid. And then on the backside, he picked up a couple wins, and then lost in the consolation semifinals. So he got put into the 7th place match where you're heading into another buzzsaw. So I think he finished 2 and 3 on the day for freestyle, so finished 8th place in freestyle. So placing in both freestyle and Greco. 10U, he's on the younger end this year, so hopefully it's a little bit more training. And obviously he hasn't been doing freestyle for all that often, so
he'll only get better there. The match that I looked at there, and you were in person of it, but that blood round match, if I remember, it was 13-12 or 13-14 or 12-14, but a lot of scoring in that match, back and forth. And to be able to win or lose in those matches, scoring at that caliber of kids, right, this is the blood round of nationals, so they're all good at that point. Scoring on kids like that, giving up points like that, not losing your head, which is something that, a lot of young kids struggle with. We've struggled with it before with him, to not lose your head mid-match and just be overwhelmed. He knew it was a blood round, I'm sure. As much as we don't try to talk about it, we don't want it, but he knew. So in that match, to be able to keep his head, keep composure, and scored a flurry. I mean, both guys scored at the end of the match there. A 2-4, I believe, is how it went, and then one more on the failed challenge on the YOLO brick.
Yep.
But to score those points kind of at the buzzer, getting towards the end of the match, staying in it is at 10 years old or 9 years old is I mean, that's some growth there, because I don't know, even 3 months ago, if I look back to the state tournament, if we had a match like that there, I don't know that especially blood round match, I don't know that our head kind of just stays where it needs to be. So that was the one match for me that I looked at in that, and I was like, wow, outside of the technique, outside of the rest of the stuff, the mental growth there. And maybe it was just having Superfan in the corner.
Well, so
maybe Superfan needs to come to the corner more often.
Superfan, he does react a lot better to him than me for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but yeah, absolutely. So,
all right, so Superfan, if you're watching this, preseason nationals, October, we got a chair.
We'll all hop in the Honda Odyssey and head her down. So that looking forward to that. That'll probably be most of our next actual competition. That's always a good time. So get some good training in before that, and look forward to competing there next. We do have some breaking news.
Do we need a special guest?
Yes.
Is he hanging out?
Yep.
Just for the cameo, or?
Yep. So Blake Mueller wrestled at the Wrestle Off today and qualified for Fargo. So Blake, why don't you come up here, put the old headset on. I'll step off camera here and go hang out with executive producer, and then you can talk a little bit about that experience.
Step over that.
and about what Fargo is going to look like for you here next week. So,
all right. This was off the cuff. Just sorry, Aiden. We'll get you on one, though. So, yes, we went to qualifying tournaments this year for you. State tournament, freestyle. You didn't do Greco at any of them, correct?
Nope.
State tournament, 30-some kids in the bracket or big bracket. Didn't make it through. Same with Northern Plains. Didn't get through.
I had to bring him back to life.
Zach had to bring it back to life. Maybe our conditioning wasn't quite where it needed to be. But then coming back, finding a new goal, finding a new way to get to Fargo. The WWF, Wisconsin Wrestling Federation, changed it up a little bit this year. They used to do wrestle-offs at camp, which would be next week. They wanted their own they wanted a different way to do it, that you could do it ahead of time and you could have more than 2 days to plan to get there. So you went to the wrestle-off today. 4 guys in the bracket, 3 spots.
Yeah.
Talk us through kind of what your day-to-day looked like. How did it – so you woke up. What time did you have to be there for weigh-ins?
Well, we left at 7. Weigh-ins were at 11, but we got there around an hour early just to be sure there's.
What did we weigh in at? You're wrestling 165. What was the weight?
I weighed in at 167 on the dot. So.
Okay, because you could be 4 over today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be 4 over. So you got a little bit of weight to get off by next Thursday.
Yeah.
But sitting in a good spot, fully hydrated.
Yep.
After all the heat this week. Mm-hmm. So first match was against 1 seed. You had 3 seed at that tournament. 1 seed, I believe, was like a 6th place finisher at D1 state, folk style state. So tough opponent. He took it to you a little bit, but we regrouped. Had a backside match. Where was the kid from the backside? Do you remember?
Freedom, I think.
Freedom. And what was the score? You knew that there was 3 spots available, I assume, going into this
match.
No, you like your headspace. You knew going into this match that there was 3 spots available. Those 2, the guys in the finals took the top 2.
Yep.
1 guy was sitting at home not going to Fargo. Like, I assume you knew this.
Yeah.
So what was your headspace at going into that match?
Well, I kind of just told myself, I was like, you're here. You know, you're going home or you're going to Fargo and you're qualifying. And you've been putting in some work. You might as well just go out there and do what you do.
There you go. And what was the final score of the match?
10-0.
Did you give him a let's go or anything after that? Or
You got a flex on him.
you got a little flex, something going? Or what was the Sally? No Sally?
No, Sally.
No Sally. Just a hand raise was enough of the Sally.
Yeah, and a talk with the ref.
And a talk with the ref. So, next Tuesday's camp, you head up to Black River Falls? Black River Falls, is that where camp is? River Falls.
Eau Claire.
Eau Claire, maybe.
Yep.
More
The
information.
7th. Eau Claire.
Eau Claire. That's confirmed. Camp is at, so you got Tuesday, Wednesday camp.
Yep.
With Team Wisconsin. Everybody all the freestyle 16U and juniors, I assume, will be at the same camp. I would assume so. Bobby's going to take you up there on Tuesday. So camp Tuesday, Wednesday, leave for Fargo Thursday. You guys weigh in Thursday night, start wrestling. Friday, what are our expectations? What are some Fargo goals? If we talk to you in a week from now, week and a half from now, I guess, what's a win for Blake Mueller at Fargo?
I'm just going to try go out there and win as many matches as I can, obviously, but I'm going to go 1 match at a time and just wrestle, kind of. Just a learning experience.
Yeah. Are you going to clam up and not try anything, or you think this is the time to just let it fly, or what's your mindset going there?
I think just go out there, let it fly, see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. I think that's what Chad tells pretty much everybody to do. That's the headspace you got to be in. Let it fly. You know you're not going to get a great seed. That first match is going to be tough. And obviously see if we can win that first match. Like, don't just go out and fall over. But if you do lose that first match, not the end of the world. The backside's where we can make some rain. I mean, you look at, what was it, the U.S. Open. Heiser lost his first round match and came back for third. Won 9 matches in a row on the backside to come back for third. So, again, mindset stuff. If you were to go do off-season training, like, how do you think your training went from high school season ending to freestyle season, is there anything we'd change there?
I mean, obviously, probably try and get there more. I mean, we got towards Maddie's graduation party, and I kind of took 2 weeks off that I probably shouldn't have, but I mean, I got back in the room. We're there now, so.
Yeah. And you got to do those things, take a little time off when you need it, get back in next year. Obviously, there's some, like this year, we're getting to Fargo. We're going to make some noise out there. Next year, we're getting back to Fargo. We're really going to make some noise, right? I mean, it's the Fargo tournament is a progression. Even some of the best Wisconsin guys in the state I've seen go out there multiple years and go barbecue, and then all of a sudden they put it all together, junior year, senior year, whatever that clicks, right? It's so I guess my parting sense would be don't take too much into it. Go out and have a ton of fun. Same thing we kind of talked about with the younger guys, Aiden and Landon. Absorb what all those other wrestlers are saying. You're going to have some great coaches out there. Pretty much all the big club coaches in Wisconsin are on a team or another team. So, I mean, the best coaches in Wisconsin are going to be there, the best wrestlers in Wisconsin. Take as much in as you can. Enjoy the time. You guys, one thing you probably already set up because you're a little older than Landon and those guys, the Grubhub game, you got to have a debit card, credit card for the Grubhub game. Don't try to go out there with a Visa gift card because we learned that the hard way. On the Grubhub, they ask for a zip code, and those cards don't have zip codes. So, nothing takes cash anymore, so you can't even send cash with the kid. But yeah, enjoy it. Obviously, you guys' family's been through it once with Maddie going out there last year, so she's got some tips and tricks on it. The biggest thing is try to control your emotions. Big stages, that's what we do these tournaments at the little kids all the way through to you guys. So then when you do get down to the state tournament this year, it's nothing compared to what Fargo was. Not even half the wrestlers. You got a tenth of the wrestlers there. And, those brackets are going to be – I'm going to have to use the yellow function, put a team on for the USA bracketing and highlight it because there could be 150, 200 kids in a bracket. So enjoy your time. Congratulations, Blake Mueller, getting out to Fargo.
Yes,
Good
sir.
stuff, man.
Thanks. Zach, back to you.
All right. Don't unplug it because then we'll go off again. Fargo team camp next week, Tuesday and Wednesday in Eau Claire, followed up by team leaving Thursday, weigh-ins Thursday night. Wrestling is Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 16U and junior boys freestyle. Then I believe there's a day off. Greco goes. And then there's a day off, and the girls go. I have not heard. Has anybody heard if the makeup matches for Final X are at Fargo?
I think that was confirmed.
That was confirmed.
I think I did see something.
So there's going to be some senior, I think 3 world.
Well, there's 2 girls and then Bassett and Woods, right?
Right.
Yep.
So I believe there's three matches, 2 girls matches.
2 best of 3s, yep.
Yes. Out at Fargo, so anybody that's out there, usually they do that late in the week. So if you guys don't stay, I don't know if you'll see it. But there's going to be some senior world team matches. The winner, best of 3, goes to the world team. So that'd be fun to watch at Fargo. Watch for Blake Mueller and Aiden Ewing out there. Team Wisconsin is looking to take some by storm. We've got pretty much all of our big guns wrestling at Fargo that I know of. Seniors, guys that graduated.
Yeah, a lot of seniors coming back to give her one more go. So.
Girls team should be looking fire out there. They've got some really good chances of winning it. There's some Greco kids that are, right there, top 3, top finals kids from, around the area or from Wisconsin.
I think 2 of the girls' hammers
are out because they're on the world team.
They've moved on to
U20s,
bigger and better things. But
I mean, we'll have plenty of girls out there that are looking for championships. I look for Wisconsin. If I was, what's your number on it for kids coming home? Guys, freestyle. Guys, Greco.
Champions
Girls
are all
freestyle.
Americans.
Champions.
Between the 3, 4.
Who can you name them?
Well, is Kellen wrestling?
He wrestled at duels, so I assume he's in.
Okay, so Kellen's got a real good shot, I believe.
Yep.
I believe if things go Hawkins' way, he'd have a real good shot. And then you have to look at someone like Bianchi, who would also, I would imagine, have a pretty good shot. I know Splinter, he's only 16U.
16U and Havens.
And so both of those
I believe they both All-American in freestyle at
last year.
I'm talking at the 16U duels.
Yes.
I think they won every match. Both of those guys, I believe, won every match out there.
You have to look at guys like that. And then, I mean, I don't know how many state champs we're sending out there, but we should have a pile of All-Americans. So
yeah, I would throw in a Leonard possibility.
Oh, yeah.
For a champion.
100%. Yeah.
I would throw in a Stevens as an outside chance as a champion. Depending on how that falls.
Maybe if he has a good enough tournament, he can.
Yeah, he's going to need a big tournament right now. From what I'm hearing, is he's going to need a big tournament. A lot of the college, he's going to go someplace and wrestle D1, obviously. But some of the college coaches are, I assume, looking at Fargo right now for, those final spots that they have scholarships for or whatever. Maybe a little NIL money. You have a great Fargo tournament, and that opens up doors for NIL and full rides. I imagine he's got a full ride. A handful of places, enough places, but really probably looking for some of that NIL money out of Fargo is Stevens. I would throw in, Delyden on the Greco side. He lost one match out at the national duels, I think in the finals to PA in a close match. He was up early and then gave up a flurry of points in the second period, I believe. So avenge that loss. The Penscover boys from Aquinas or Law, I could see one of them.
In the Greco side,
the older Penscover, I believe, was in the finals at U20s.
Third?
I think he was in the finals. I'm pretty sure he was in the finals. I think he got second place out there, so I look for him. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I don't know all those guys are going to win it, and then there's probably some that we're missing.
Oh, I'm sure.
That we're not even thinking of, but I'm going to go 6 champions out of Wisconsin. I could make a case for 7.
6, 7.
Out of all the throw Greco in there with it. So yeah. Fargo next week. I'm just gonna clear my work schedule and just clear it out of the way and have USA Bracketing Flow Wrestling on
multiple screens
all week long. Obviously, the first one will be the Richland Center boys, following along with them on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then let's talk a little bit about summertime is also a time that the WIA starts making some moves as far as sectional assignments. No sectional hosts have been assigned yet, from my understanding. Any rule changes should be coming soon. I think the only rule change that they're really, a couple things, I guess. It could be as early as this year that the wild card comes into effect for individuals. I haven't heard anything around
I'd be surprised.
The wild card, so I don't foresee that happening as of yet. Well, it must not have, because they didn't change how assignments were done, right? They've got the same number of sectionals, so they must not have.
Well, that wouldn't be affected by the.
Oh, yeah, because they could add 2 wild cards and make it a 16-man bracket.
Yep.
So wild cards could come into effect. The other rule change is that fleeing the mat, how it's going to be enforced, it's going to change because it wasn't enforced well last year. Go to a point step out or a stalling call. A stalling call is, I think, what they're going after.
Very similar to college where they have action and.
Yeah. So those rules are coming, but our sectional did change a little bit. Talk us through who left. Our conference changed quite a bit.
Yeah, so our conference obviously didn't change, but we had a couple teams drop from traditional D2 schools, drop from D2 to D3. Both Dodgeville and River Valley will now be in Division 3. So from the SWC conference in Division 2, it is now just Richland Center and Belmont Platteville. And then we do kick over a couple of those Squall schools, Fenimore and Cuba City Southwestern Benton will also be in D2 as well. For our sectional, it's the same for the most part. We lost 3 teams, so then we picked up 3 teams. The teams that we
lost River Valley, Dodgeville, and Stoughton,
yep,
correct?
So obviously Valley and Dodgeville both went down a division, so we lose them. Stoughton stays D2, just shifts over into another sectional, and then we pick up Sparta, Mauston, and Wisconsin Dells. So if anything, our sectional stays about as tough as it was last year, if not maybe a touch more difficult.
Yeah, we lost the Dodgeville Hammers.
They're all, for most part, graduated, other than
except for Roshan,
Yep.
right? For Shane. So he's obviously going D3, which kind of is a bummer because we won't get to see the Bolig Roshan match
third time
for the
charm,
third time
but
through.
We'll probably get to see, depending on how weights fall, but we could always see it at Bi-State. But it sucks that, obviously I would imagine Roshan being a 3-time finalist, and the only kid he loses to is Bolig, that he'd probably want one more shot at that, but it won't happen. So
I would assume so, right? Like 1-time state champ or 2-time state champ doesn't do it a lot for you, except if you can avenge that loss and take away a 4-time opportunity from the same guy that took your 4-time away. Would be a pretty cool storybook ending, if you will.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That we won't get to see. We can only hypothesis about it. I think that's the wrong word, but hypothesize maybe is the right word there. So big changes there, but not really big changes.
It'll still be a meat grinder.
Yep, still be a meat grinder. Richland Center is now 49 kids away from going D3, so not anytime soon will we be headed down to D3. We got one more year with Fenimore as far as the Swall schools go. Fenimore's in ours in D3 or D2 for one more year.
Yep.
And then we'll probably swap them in Mineral Point. If I was a betting man, Mineral Point will come up into D2.
I believe they're like one competitive point away from going up to Division 2.
So that'll be a lot of fun. As high school season gets rolling, you alluded to it a little bit ago, outside of our guys going to Fargo, we're kind of done competing for the year, doing a lot of technique stuff. We're going to run some stuff in-house with some different guys, some different coaches coming in and really looking at our kids and just trying to shore up some small spots that we're missing on, footwork stuff, some hand fighting stuff. And then we'll take off from now until October for preseason nationals, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best time of the year, especially if you're not old enough to go to Fargo, or if you didn't quite make it this year, to pick like 1 or 2 things and really just get great at those 2 things, and then once you kind of master that, go on. This is the best time of the year.
Spend some time in the gym, spend some time hitting the pavement, getting a little jogging in, get some hill work in, get a bunch of plyo stuff. I'm going to go out on a limb and be a little crazy. Maybe even do a day or 2 a week of a little yoga. Get a little flexibility to you.
I think that is one of the most underlooked things. I mean, you look at all of the best wrestlers at the high school and especially at the college level, every one of them is super flexible. If you can find that balance between strength and flexibility, then you're really
on
cooking.
to something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then looking ahead to Richland Center specific stuff, we've got a pool day coming, club-wide K-12 pool day. Kind of just we rented the pool out for a night. Is that July 22nd?
Yeah, July 22nd from 6 to 8 o'clock. So all current club members, past club members, future club members, bring your family. We'll be there to talk about some of the logistics of what next season might look like, to answer questions, and also just it gives us an excuse to get the kids together again, hang out with their buddies in a non-wrestling format, have a little fun, and just really create that team camaraderie.
We will also be doing some sponsorship. We're looking for some sponsors going into right now. We've got kind of 2 tiers. They're going to change throughout the year, but right now we're looking for year-round sponsors that are going to, obviously, starting your sponsorship would start with the golf tournament and run till the golf tournament, more or less through next year. Going to get sponsored on all of our podcasts, going to get sponsored on all of our events, right? Tournament events, week leading up to events, just, a ton of sponsorship opportunities. Obviously, your whole sponsorship at the golf tournament. And we're looking at doing this instead of coming out to you for a golf tournament sponsor and a t-shirt sponsor and a podcast sponsor and a tournament sponsor. We can just capture it all in one, and you're our flagship sponsors on the year. Looking for some of those businesses, obviously, that just love wrestling. Will take any business to do it, but also looking at the businesses we use for our end-of-year banquet, right? Looking for some restaurants for an end-of-year banquet, looking for some of our, maybe it's bakery places or whatever that we get all of our bakery goods at. We do a bunch of stuff, hot dogs and brats and different things for tournaments and pool cookouts, and looking at spots where we're already spending money, and really try to partner with those and then drive our fan base back into those businesses to make that sponsorship worth it, right? And that's one thing that we've looked at as a board quite a bit over the last couple months is how do we drive business back to our flagship sponsors?
Yep.
And so we'll be going around to some businesses. If you have some ideas for businesses or you own a business and you want to get out in front of it, feel free to reach out, to Zach or myself or just our Facebook page. Send us a message on there, and we'll see how it works. We're offering up, if you have an event and maybe you need some workers for it, or you need, you want us to come out and do a podcast at your event, or you want to come here and do a podcast and really spotlight your business. All of those things are on the table. So we're willing to do any of that stuff with the sponsorships too. So, do you want to take us through the sponsorships? Or?
Yeah, so we have 2 sponsorships available right now. We have our Platinum membership, which that gets you a whole sponsorship at our golf tournament. It also gets you sponsor for our club poster, also our 2 tournaments. So we have our youth tournament and our youth dual tournament. So we'd sponsor both of those events as well. And then we do 2 different t-shirts as well. We do a club t-shirt for all the club kids. And then we also have our wrestling camp in the summertime as a sponsorship opportunity for that as well. So that is the Platinum. That costs $500. And then we have our Black and Orange package, which you get all the stuff from the Platinum package. Plus you get podcast sponsorship. We're going to be doing a pile of live events this year. I mean, at a bare minimum, we'll do all the ones in Richland Center, being youth, middle school, and high school. And I would imagine we'll go to at least conference, which I believe is in Prairie du Chien this year. And then wherever the sectional is, if it's in Richland Center again or if it's elsewhere, I'd imagine we'll do those at a bare minimum. And we'd like to get some of these other tournaments as well. Just logistically, we have to figure out which ones we can do and which ones will be possible. So there would be great spotlight for your business at those live events. I mean, those are some of our best viewing events.
Yeah.
Those. And then along with that, you also get into the golf tournament for free. So each business that does a $1,000 sponsorship, the Black and Orange, gets free entry for one team, which is $200 value into the golf outing as well. So if you plan on doing the golf outing and you want to support Richland Center Wrestling Club, That's probably the most bang for your buck right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, golf tournament coming up in August. We'll talk about that more. If you know that you want a team in, again, we're going to get the sign-ups out so they're ready here in the next couple of weeks. So look for some of that stuff. Get your 4-person scramble together. That's coming up at the end of August. What's that? Superfan, I'm sure will be there. He might be running a hole. He might be putting a team in. He's not quite ready yet, but Superfan, I imagine, will get a team. He'll get a team going.
He always does.
So, yeah, thanks for taking time. We plan on kind of the cadence of this. After Fargo, we'll be back with you to talk about Blake and Aiden's time over at Fargo. It'd be great to get them back on possibly for another, quick interview with the experience and how it went. We're going to be opening up Monday nights for some wrestling. So if you got a kid that's just itching to get into some wrestling, reach out to us. Monday nights, pretty much all summer. We're going to get some stuff going there. And then if we don't see you, we'll see you at the pool party for sure.
Absolutely. Going to be a good time. So
Going to be a good time. Oh, and enjoy the 4th of July weekend. America turns 250 years old this weekend. Make sure you get out in the sun.
how many
have a
hot
good
dogs
time.
are you going to eat this weekend?
How many hot dogs?
Yeah,
At least 13.
at least 13 for the
Yeah.
13 original colonies. That checks out.
Yeah. 13 original colonies.
13
of
dogs.
America's best food.
Are you going to have any libations with your dogs?
No, sir. Thank you.